Hi, I'm Alex Mackay and I'm cooking sticky chicken glazed with spiced black rice vinegar, lemon and honey. So, the ingredients are 2 chicken legs, 3 tablespoons of spiced black rice vinegar, try saying that after you've had a few, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 of honey, 1 of soy sauce, some finely sliced garlic, sliced peppers, carrots, some mange tout, a couple of nests of medium egg noodles, some sesame oil, lemon and mint for a fresh burst at the end. Now the first thing I want to show you with this chicken is to cut off the ends. Now this is completely optional, but I like to do this because I think it gives you a really lovely presentation. You just get the knife where the little joint is at the end of the chicken and you press down on the knife, cut it off, and then you get a nice sharp bone. I like that. Okay, I'll do that with the other one as well. Just go through the top, and you can actually just slice through like that too. Get rid of these. Then I'm going to season the chicken with salt on both sides. Get the pan pretty hot. Put in the vegetable oil. Heat it up. Once the oil's hot, add the chicken. Listen for a really good sizzle like that, okay? If you don't get a good sizzle when it goes in, take it out again and wait till you do. Put the other leg in as well. Now I'm going to fry those for 5 to 7 minutes until the skin is golden brown. Once the chicken legs are golden brown, turn them over and fry them for 1 minute on the skin side. After the chicken legs are fried for 1 minute, grab a plate and a bowl. Put the chicken legs onto the plate. Drain the fat into the bowl. Then you're going to add 3 tablespoons of spiced black rice vinegar with its flavours of orange zest and cloves and cinnamon. A tablespoon of honey. Okay, this is really nice actually because the spiced black rice vinegar has the sort of flavours you get in honey and there's a slight sweetness too. This just gives it a better texture. And here's some soy sauce to make it slightly more savoury. And some garlic, mainly because I really, really love garlic. Now I'm going to bring that to the boil and I'm going to boil it for 1 minute until it's thick enough to lightly coat the back of the spoon. This is what I'm looking for, just lightly coating the back of a spoon. At this stage, I'm going to add the carrots. Okay, they're going to cook through underneath the chicken, so they'll take on the flavour of the glaze and the chicken, and of course give some of their own flavour. Let's create this sweetness. We've got the sweetness all throughout this dish. Then I'm going to put the chicken legs back on the top. Okay, so they're effectively braising on top, but I need to turn them over at this stage, and this is really vital. I need to turn them over and rub them around in the glaze. Okay, that way the skin is going to imbibe it, it's going to soak it up. And then when it glazes in the oven later on and I turn it over, of course that's going to not just be on top of the skin, but it's going to be right in the skin all the way through. It's going to be sticky and glorious. Okay, that goes in the oven for 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. After 10 minutes, take the chicken and carrots and glaze out of the oven. And have a look at that pan. See, the carrots are about half cooked, the chicken's about half cooked, the glaze is starting to thicken. And at this stage, what I want to do is add the peppers to the pan. Spread them out a bit in an even layer there. Pop the chicken on top. And you see the chicken skin has really gotten a hold of that glaze, okay? It's started to suck it up. And the idea now, what I want to do is for the heat in the oven, sort of bake that glaze over the top to make it darker and stickier and more gorgeous even than that. Before I do that, I'm going to take the zest of half this lemon, and you could use a grater for this, but I like this little bit of the zester. Okay, and just grate about half of it over the top, so that we've got some that cooks in, and I'm going to keep half of it for later on to give a really fresh burst right at the end. So this now goes back into the oven for 10 minutes. When the chicken's been in the oven for a couple of minutes, boil a kettle. Fill up a sort of medium-sized pot with boiling water. About 2/3 of the way up is good, or 3/4. Add some salt. Put a lid on, bring back to the boil. Once it boils, take the lid off, add the noodles, lid back on, bring back to the boil, take the lid off and boil for 1 minute. After a minute, add the mange tout, put the lid on, bring back to the boil, have a little clear up in the meantime, and then once that water comes back to the boil, take the lid off and boil the mange tout and the noodles for 2 minutes, or until the mange tout is just cooked through. Once they're cooked, drain the noodles and the mange tout into a colander. Make sure you get all of the water out. Okay, you can just put them back in the pan like that. Now, if in this case the chicken is ready before the noodles and the mange tout are ready, all you need to do is just turn off the oven and leave the door slightly ajar. Okay, nothing's going to go wrong with that chicken, just so long as you leave the door ajar so the heat doesn't stay in there and you turn the oven off. But if everything's all ready at the same time, what you need to do, you grab the chicken out, and you see here it's glossed and golden on top, okay? The little bits of lemon zest there have gone into the glaze as well, and this smells just incredible. The peppers and the carrots are just cooked through underneath, so they're still slightly chewy, if you like, slightly crisp. Okay, what I need to do now is just take the chicken legs onto a plate, then get the noodles and the mange tout, add them to the pan. Make sure you get any that are stuck in these little places here. There we go. Okay, get rid of that. Add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil to the pan. Now this is just so the noodles get a bit slippery, and this essentially makes a dressing. So you've got the spiced vinegar, you've got the honey, remember, you've got the garlic, and now you want to take your time a little bit. Here I'm going to use a big spoon and some tongs, and just make sure that everything's coated. And in a way, right, like if you were to make this mixture, there's no reason why you couldn't do this with pork or with fish, or just do a vegetable mixture like I've done here. That's a lovely dinner. Okay, but of course I have to have some meat on top. So we've got the chicken here, which is glazed. And what I prefer to do is serve this from the pan. So the chicken goes on top, like that. And then I like everything to have a little fresh touch at the end. So I'm going to take some of the citrus zest. We've got some cooked into it. And if you like, it tastes sort of like marmalade, okay? But what I want now is I want this fresh, delightful spray and zest over the top. And of course, it gives you a lovely colour as well. A bit of sunshine, if you like, on top. Okay, that's going on. And then some leaves of mint, okay? Now, the herb could be completely up to you. If you prefer coriander, that would work with this. Chives, if you want a slight onion flavour. Or I love basil with just about everything. Okay, but in this case, mint, it's again just a lovely fresh touch. Cut it at the last minute. Okay, ideally you cut it from a plant that you have on your windowsill, and then just sprinkle it over the top. Okay, make sure you get some that you can mix in with the noodles afterwards as well. I'm just going to do that a bit in the pan. Okay. Before I serve this, I'm going to have a sneaky little taste as well. I'll just have a taste of some of the noodles from around the outside. So here, if you like, it's got everything because it's a dressing, it's a sauce, it's a marinade for the noodles. You've got a slight sweetness, you've got the freshness from the mint and the lemon. You're going to have this meaty, sticky, glorious skin on top, and of course the whole meal underneath. So if you want to know more about this recipe, or more about anything to do with cooking in general, just ask Alex at merchantgourmet.com.